We are in the second segment of hour number 2, and we made it all the way here without talking about the coaching search.
Oh, we did.
That's a pretty big deal, y'all.
Good for us.
Pretty big deal.
Huge deal. You're welcome, Baton Rouge and Louisiana, all over the world, really.
Yeah.
So my bad.
Yeah.
Well, we did talk about it for about 3 hours on Monday.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'll bring it up because I'm
the Lane plane.
Oh my gosh, hiding in the bushes.
Where is he?
Where's the plane?
How are the flight trackers this week?
I don't know.
Are we studying like bus routes too? Train stations? All forms of transportation? Never know. What?
How do people find out where people's planes are?
Because they're huge dorks.
Well, no, not the kind of person it takes to do it. I knew that answer. I'm just talking about like it's like a website. I'm guessing.
Tail numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I heard that on Sunday or Monday, one of the flight track websites that does track private planes actually crashed because there's so many dorks out there looking at it.
It crashed. The website?
Not the plane. The
website.
Plane's
Look,
fine.
I don't like small planes already, so don't be saying. But you know what? I mean, and then we not only have like
must have been a bad server though.
We not only like have that like where it's at or whatever, but like who was on the plane, and we're giving these people's like first and last names, and they were on the plane, and they brought their 2 kids apiece. I'm like, wow, what are we doing? Mm-hmm. Am I crazy for thinking that?
No, you're not crazy for thinking that, buddy.
It's like
because I think it too. Maybe we're both crazy for thinking that.
Maybe we are. Like I get like you want to report it, okay, but it's like it was this person, their date of birth is this, and their social is here.
So you have to have a tail number to be able to track it. But then I think you can track like all flights as well. You can track like where they took off from. So I think a lot of people connect dots. Like, oh, there was a flight yesterday. There was 2 flights from Oxford, Mississippi to Baton Rouge, blah, blah, blah. They can do all that. So you connect a lot of dots. And then when you hide in the bushes and you get that Bigfoot type quality video.
Real grainy.
Of somebody's like potentially somebody's child walking off of a plane. That's when you know. That's when you know Lane's coming here.
It's like Santa Claus.
Yeah. I saw a reporter did try to trick him yesterday because they've asked him the question probably like as many times as they can or many different ways. And they're like,
yeah.
So how'd your family feel about their trip to Baton Rouge and Gainesville last week?
I think it was Wilson that asked that from the Advocate. I'm pretty sure it was.
They almost got him. Lane was like, I'm not going to ask that. I understand you got to ask it and I respect it, but I'm not going to answer it.
Yeah.
So how do you think he's doing? Like in the court of public opinion right now. So he's doing all the right things. It seems like for the guys in the building.
Yeah.
What seems like he comes on the Pat McAfee show and he brings in a player every week and they seem to be happy. But he is like indirectly but directly not answering anybody's question over. It's like as each day goes by where he's not giving affirmation to the Ole Miss fan base and the powers that be there. Like I don't care if you do yoga with the AD at 6 a.m. That's what he said in the Pat McAfee show. That doesn't mean you're still going to be their coach. But the more time goes by, does the percentage that he leaves, does that grow? Does it get greater? Or do you think he's like really so focused on his team that he just wants to like shut it away for right now?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that you can shut it away. Now, football is completely different than when we played because there's so much information out there to where when we played, it was like if it wasn't on the TV, you didn't hear about it.
Yep.
I mean, and if you did hear about it, it was like days later, because like there wasn't social media. There was just Facebook, and like Facebook wasn't that back then. Like you weren't, you had to have a college email address to even get on Facebook back then. So the access is obviously different. But still, there's probably like a portion of players that, they hear it and they're paying attention to it. But where they're at right now, like they're still like main point of focus is on their team and what they're doing right now. Now, they also have like a bye week. So, I mean, they're probably worried about like a lot of other things. And I say that because it's not like it used to be where if you're a freshman, this is going to be my coach for the next 3 years. This is going to be my coach for the next 2 years, if however old you are.
Yep.
Because they're like, I don't know if I'm going to be here in 2 years. I don't know if I'm going to be here in 3 years. Like, I don't know.
Maybe they're all just happy because they're like, well, I love Lane. I'm about to put on that Florida helmet next year.
Very easily.
Easily.
That's why we talked about it like with Kenny Dillingham, and they were like the rumor that Sam Levitt like potentially was going in the portal. It's like, what? Hold up, is this like a package deal? Like, if you get one, do you get the other? But yeah, I mean, there'd be some of that as well.
And that is the basis of them not wanting, trying to give him the ultimatum heard around the world, but maybe was or wasn't. Who knows if it actually happened? But the reason for that is because you don't want to coach in your team that is going to be another coach for another team in a month, because he can do all those things.
Yeah.
Like whisper to the player, hey, I'm about to leave. You want to come? All those things can happen. So, which is why I think everybody understands, if Ole Miss did make an ultimatum, that they did. So what do you think? What do you think
Which
about this
portion of it?
Well, I mean, let's get past Lane. We've talked enough Lane.
Yeah.
So all this other stuff, I know you kind of created some sort of kerfuffle on the interwebs yesterday. Not even defending this guy, just asking a reasonable question. Why LSU fans,
LSU and
dislike
Florida fans,
Eli Drinkwitz so much?
Yeah. I'm trying to go back right now.
And I understand. So if we remove the comment from last week's comment he made about, you can't expect to make the playoffs every year, was a beta comment. It was a weak comment, a comment that you don't expect. And I don't think that it was probably a throwaway comment to him. He was probably like annoyed by a reporter or annoyed by like a line of questioning that he had been getting. And he was just trying to shut this person up. And I get it. But out of context, like it's a quote that you won't be able to escape from on a fan base that is looking to bring a new head coach in. And it's a bad look for him, right? But outside of that, I can't think of any negative about Eli Drinkwitz.
Yeah, and so, all I did out there, because somebody put out, it was Chris from SEC Unfiltered. He said Jeff Landry may have to change his identity if LSU lands Eli Drinkwitz instead of Lane Kiffin. And all I said was, I don't get why everyone hates on Drink. It makes zero sense to me. And it wasn't like, you got to hire him. He's got to be the guy. And look, I am biased in my answer because I know Eli on a personal level. But I was like, I just don't get it. I mean, and I knew as soon as I did it, every LSU fan or Florida fan has the graphic of his record against ranked opponents. And I knew it was coming. But also, like, he is 28-8 in the last 3 years. You also have to take into account, okay, like he's been doing that at Mizzou. So, like, he would change the level of player that he had. Mm-hmm. And so, like, that's all I said. Mm-hmm. And so then it has 42 comments telling me why Eli Drinkwitz is a bad coach. And I'm like, again, like, I'm not even saying, like, he's got to be the guy for LSU. I'm just telling you he's not a bad football coach. You just said,
I don't understand the hate.
I don't understand the hate.
Right.
Again, last 3 years, 28-8. He beat Ohio State in a Cotton Bowl. Like, there's a lot of good for Eli Drinkwitz. Would it work here? I don't know.
And honestly, let's be honest. He's done a lot of good at Missouri in the SEC.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not like this traditional powerhouse, especially a traditional SEC powerhouse, and they have outperformed any expectations that I think anybody would have set for Missouri in the SEC. And I would say outperformed it by a long shot. So asking a reasonable question, but I get it. I mean, like,
all caps, Adam, all caps.
And like, I got crushed the other day on the show for just asking a reasonable question. Is like, is Lane Kiffin, is this whole saga about Lane Kiffin, is he actually worth it? Is he worth all of this drama as a head coach? Posing the question, maybe he is, maybe he isn't.
Right.
I mean, I think odds would say he's probably not worth all this. I don't think it's Lane Kiffin or bust, or Lane Kiffin or die, like a ride or die situation. It's like, let's take a look at some other coaches. I think there's plenty of coaches. There's a handful of coaches that could be very, very successful here and be the long-term answer.
Yeah, again, I think he's somebody that is. I think Eli's a good football coach, and yeah, he has taken advantage of the schedule that was in front of him, and he's won the games that he's supposed to, which is something that's not always done, certainly in college football. And again, he might not be the right guy for this job. I think he would have a lot of advantages because he would keep the defensive staff in place. You'd have continuity there, but to say he's a bad coach, I think is just flat out wrong. I think Eli's proven that he is a good college football coach, and
Well, that's the thing too. Like you talk about, you win the games you should, right?
Yeah.
And well, if you win the games you should at a place like LSU, that's damn near winning all your games.
Yeah.
Like at Missouri, it's not winning the games you should isn't winning all your games. But if you take that mentality and that focus of getting the best out of your roster, not the best out of the roster that you're playing. Like a lot of teams do that. LSU has succumbed to that. Like they play down to their opponent, right? And like it's just happened. I'm sorry, but like if you get the best out of your roster, which is what Drinkwitz has done at his time at Missouri, then at LSU you're going to win most of your games.
Yeah, guys, I know the stat, and then y'all got it ready to go, and it's copy paste. I know the record and wins over 500. Like I know those things. And again, I'm not saying like he's the top guy. And again, like I've known Drink for a long time. I don't think he's the guy that a lot of people say, oh, he's this nerd guy. It's like he's not that. But I do think he's a good football coach. That's what we're saying. Like it might not be at LSU, but still, Eli Drinkwitz is a good football coach.
You got to wrap your head around it. Like you got to understand LSU that like there's a potential. There's maybe two handfuls of names that we could hear be announced as the LSU head coach. Let's not like start this out by hating on it. Like you could hear Eli Drinkwitz be announced as the LSU head coach, right? So questions like this need to be asked. Is Lane Kiffin the only person that's great? No. Is he like what's the hate? What's the totality of the hate for Eli Drinkwitz? You know what I mean? It's just like there's so many people. There's a handful of people that could be named as the head football coach for LSU. So we need to kind of be a little bit open-minded on the positives and the takeaways.
Hey, look, I know we are lonely on this island thinking that, and this is what coaching searches do, and they make you try to find the absolute worst part of a coach. Like none of the good stuff. It's all the bad stuff if you don't want him. If you're like asking me like, hey, who's your like number one guy? Looking back and thinking on it, it wouldn't be Drink. Now I do think Drink would win games at LSU. Like we said the other day, I think it's like 5 guys that I would say, okay, give them the keys and they can go out there and they can find a way. Like yesterday, we talked about Kenny Dillingham. I've known Kenny for a long time. Had many conversations with him, even when he was an OC, and I'm like, that's a guy that I would play for. Yep. That's a guy that I would love to be a part of his team. Like I would go to bat for Kenny Dillingham. Like I wrote up a profile on him yesterday and talked about him in LinkedIn, what he's done as a coordinator, what he's done with different quarterbacks, with different skill sets, what he's done as a head coach at Arizona State, taking over a horrible situation left by Herm Edwards. And so,
well, look, even what you talked about yesterday, bringing up the facts of what he did with Bo Nix, was pretty fantastic. I mean, you looked at Auburn, Oregon, and when Dillingham wasn't around Bo Nix, how Bo Nix struggled. So it's which is it makes a lot of sense. That timeline matches up. And then you got a guy, then you get the rumors about Sam Leavitt and potentially not being at Arizona State next year. So
and Kenny Dillingham could, like, as soon as the regular season's over, he could be here.
Yep, exactly. There's a lot of positives, and I think that is probably, if not, and I don't want to speak for you, but we've talked about this all week, right? And I think we've kind of like landed on, we got this handful, we got 5 or 6 guys, and I think Lane Kiffin certainly one, Dillingham's one, Drinkwitz is one. We talked about Brent Key, although I think he pretty much told us a couple of weeks ago, like, cut me open and see what colors I bleed. I think that he kind of told us right there he wasn't going anywhere. And then I think, I think Blake Baker could do it. And we've talked about Kelvin Shepard this whole time too. So I don't know if it's going to be one of those people. I have no idea. I just think that if you're telling me to pick a short list right now, I think that would be it.